All right. Actually, I think today I'm going to talk about how to achieve understanding in relationships. Not particularly um, like sexual relationships, but just any relationship with anybody. So, um, understanding also implies other things, and then there's more than just understanding. Like in order to be able to fully grasp the full concept that the person is trying to portray to you, then you're gonna have to do more than just understand what they're trying to say. You're gonna have to literally empathically connect with them and feel their feelings as well, because people don't recognize, but feelings have a huge thing to do with the way that you portray a message. So like me talking to you right now gives you a specific feeling, and if I were to start talking to you like this, then it would literally change the whole dynamic of the what I'm trying to say. And so it has a huge part to do, like probably even more than the words that you say. Like everybody says, like it's the tone that is what like what it is. Like the way that you speak to somebody, the tone that you use is more important than the actual words that you say. So, and this correlates also to how to, achieve understanding with in relationships as well. Because what happens is when you start to focus more on the emotional part of it rather than the words, then you start to be able to connect with the other person on a more heart-based level rather than a more ego-based level, because words in the end of it are ego uses. So basically, like the ego uses words in order to be able to try to portray its message, but in the end, the only way to actually way to actually portray a message correctly is through emotion rather than words. And the only way to really get a full concept through is through empathy. Um, Otherwise, you're missing an integral part of that whole um, thing, you know. And so, with relationships with people in particular, um, like we'll start with like sexual relationships. It's very very important to see the other person not through just your own lens that you have, and it's important to basically let go of the concepts that you have in words in your head and try to feel emotionally what they're trying to portray to you. If you feel anger coming from them, then look at that in yourself, and instead of immediately pushing it off on the other person, try to integrate that feeling and recognize that that is a projection of you. So you're witnessing a projection of yourself that is, projecting this part of you that you haven't looked at yet. And that's the, I mean, like, obviously, there's a point to it where, like, you know, the other person does have some sort of involvement because they're the one projecting the anger in the first place, or any emotion really that's not satisfactory to you. But but at the same time, blaming them does nothing to help the situation. So using that catalyst of their speech to integrate into yourself is a much more like evolved way of going about integrating understanding in your relationship, because it really really brings it back to the heart space, because once you move inward, then you literally cannot blame anything on anybody other than yourself, and there's no blame to be given either. You start to realize that you just have to forgive yourself for the mistakes that you made and move on, and not continue to relive these moments of the same thing over and over and over again, because that just causes a lot more turmoil in your own long run. And also, you have to be able to achieve understanding. You have to be able to let go of the identity that you hold on to while you're talking to them, because what happens is a lot of times in relationships, people become ear blind, or ear whatever. It's hilarious, but like they become deaf, ear blind. That's hilarious. They become deaf to the other person, and when that happens, like communication can be really hard, and understanding is damn near impossible, because there's a blockage there, and so when people shut down like that, it makes it really hard for you to be able to feel understanding. So at that point, the only thing they can do to defend themselves is to come back in a pointed way at you, and what you need to do in order to be able to integrate that into yourself and have that not happen over and over and over again is, first of all, you need to recognize what's happening. You need to speak your truth, second of all. So explain what you're feeling from this person, and don't just like let it build up inside of you and just fester. Number three is you need to feel that anger that is being projected at you, or whatever emotion it is, sadness, anger, blah, blah, blah. But anger is the easiest one to do this on, because of the fact that it's like such a powerful emotion. But when that's projected at you, what you need to do is you need to basically take that inward, and then you need to seat that in yourself, look at it, and be like, hey, like I see that this is a projection of myself being projected in front of me for me to look at in order to be able to help me grow faster now. So basically, you take that and you integrate that into yourself by realizing that you do have, like, you are projecting that. Even if it is somebody else, that is still a projection of you that is doing that. So it's just, I know that it's easy to blame other people, even if they are literally the cause, or like the what is visual, like what normally what you would see, they're the cause. But the easiest way to be able to integrate understanding is to drop that label and to be able to look at it from this a little bit more meta point of view. So yeah, and then when it comes down to like just platonic relationships, it's a lot easier to integrate understanding, because there's not that like extra layer on top, that romantic layer of tension that sometimes happens in relationships. So what you can do then is you can start to really focus on the feelings that you feel from these people. So when they speak to you, find people that you really like to listen to, and then really analyze the feelings that you get whenever you hear the words that come out of their mouth, and then start to associate those feelings that you get with the actual vibrational frequency of the words that they say and the way that they say it. So basically, like, say that you like this specific person and the way that they talk, really listen to the way that they construct their sentences, like verbally, like literally the pattern of noises that their mouth makes, and the feelings that those patterns of noises make you feel, and start to really look at yourself, and maybe even just record yourself, like a bunch of times, and look at those and listen to the way that you speak, and then consciously start to change that to be more like what you like listening to. And that's an easy way to help to integrate understanding into your entire being, really, because then you start to relate yourself with the outside world, rather than like making yourself a antagonist of it. But yeah, and then also just with understanding in general, emotions are the absolute best language that I've found to be able to communicate, and body language also, but emotions are even more. Like, if you can make somebody feel a specific emotion, then you can implant in their memory something more powerful than anything else. It seems that emotions are the absolute quickest and most powerful way to be able to get to somebody. Get through to somebody is what I mean. So working with that seems to be the absolute best option. So recognizing now that I can feel emotions from other people, and that once I became balanced in myself, for the most part, I mean, like, obviously everybody has their own things, but like when I truly feel, like, I feel now truly that I'm pretty balanced. So like when I became balanced in myself, I recognized that these feelings of discomfort, first of all, I physically feel them now. So like if I'm around somebody and I feel like if I'm around somebody and they have like a blockage in one of their chakral systems in their body, I can literally feel it, and like it feels like tension in my body, and I can recognize where it's coming from as well, and I can see it, and if they're willing to listen to me, I can show them where the blockage is coming from as well. But that's just something that I learned from regressions that I've had of past lives of being a healer, and then also memories also of like pharaohship, and then the lessons that I learned of healing there. And you know, like I have a very, it's vague, but it's not vague. Like I have a memory of like, it was very strong, you know, like a memory of putting my hand out and watching white, radiant golden light, kind of. It was weird. It was iridescent, like this radiant golden light coming out of my hand over the top of somebody and like healing them with that light that came out of my hand. That was just one of the regressions that I had, and I remember that was like a training that I had, and that was like a huge thing for me at the time, because like I literally had seen it happen before, but I could never do it myself, and then I finally like produced it, and it like, I don't know, it was just a big memory for the time, so I guess that was why I remembered it. But yeah, that was crazy, you know. But anyways, back to understanding. That was a fucking crazy topic or tangent. Anyways, but back to understanding. Literally, like just integrating understanding into your personal relationships is all about being able to move from the word speech into the heart language. So moving more from the root of fear and everything that words are really derived from. Really, that's what it is. It's a fear of knowing what the other person really is, you know, what they really think. So we developed a language so that we can basically hold things back from other people or things in order to be able to make sure that we can hold our sense of self or our ego. Yeah, I think this is a good enough length for this video, and I'm gonna probably make a couple more really quick, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this actually. Like I've been having some crazy revelations lately. My life's been kicking up in a bunch of different ways, and I've been really busy, but like at the same time, these things that I've been learning have been absolutely incredible, and I love to share them with you, and I'd love to share that with you more, and I'm going to. So thank you, and have a great day.